In this video, I'll show you how to design your own menu for your business. So if you're just starting out and you want to, customize your own menu, maybe a small drink menu, this is the place to go. Canva has many options, very simple options as well. As you can see in the um, templates here, there's like a very simple menus for restaurants, very simple menus for businesses, and also menus good for weddings. This is just something that you can do your own, customize, and without having to worry about like, oh no, I don't know how to design. And instead of spending money on designing your store, having somebody else design your store, you can do it yourself. As a good way to start up, low cost, effective. So I'm just going to skim through different menus here for just some inspiration. That's one of my favorite things to do, is kind of add different pages and see where it takes me, right? Going around, if you're running a coffee shop, this is great. Very simple, very coffee. Yes, and if you're running more of a special menu sort of thing, this is actually pretty cool. And if you're wondering where to get these images here, there are tons of food images available on Canva. However, I do recommend taking your own and importing it in. I think it's a great way to showcase what you make. And if you're worried about taking a photo on like not having a perfect camera or like a studio, you can easily do that on your phone. Taking on a phone nowadays is, it's they're all upgraded. Great cameras. They start around like 10 megapixels if you have any smartphones, especially. A lot of music videos are now filmed on an iPhone, so I would recommend starting from there. If you don't have any tools or weapons, it's there. You just got to go and get it. And if you don't have a phone, there is an iPad. If you don't have that, there's a laptop, or borrow it. It's okay. I'm sure your family and friends would be happy to take a couple of photos for you and send it to you. But if you don't, you can all stick to these type of menus, starters, everything, and then in person you can just explain what they look like. Um, Here we have a really cute dessert menu. This is a cake menu, and I think it is perfect. So if you're wondering how to get like this image right here, it's a nice cake with a bunch of strawberries, or this image right here, a mousse cake, right? I can show you how to get that. So I would go ahead and just delete this here, delete this here, and then we'll find images on our own. Granted, if you can take the photos, it's better. Mostly because you want to make sure you're selling the same the item in the photo, or else there'll be some complaints there. So we're gonna search for a chocolate cake, and you'll see if you head to graph like all, you see everything here. And there's graphics, it's just like cartoons. You can absolutely do this and get away with not having to take a photo. Like nobody knows what it kind of looks like. You just have a rough idea, right? And if it closely resembles what you're making, then it's perfect. If not, if you're able to take a photo like something like this one doesn't have a background, but let's say yours don't have like the drip of the ganache here. So I'll just go ahead and delete that. And let's say this one closely resembles your chocolate cake. So if you have the Canva Pro version, which is like about $12.99 a month, a little bit less than that if you pay for the yearly, just go ahead and click Edit Image and Background Remover. It's going to take a couple minutes or up to a couple minutes depending on your internet. But once it's ready, you'll start to see that they removed everything except for the plate and the cake. Most of the time. So if something gets cut off or something gets removed when you didn't want it to be, you can always go in and add an erase here. So erase, you can erase this little spot. It's not part of the cake that you want. You want to add other stuff, but pretty much for me, I'm probably just gonna remove everything that's like this wood. We might be able to get away with removing all of these. Um, or not all of this because it's on a dark background, so it's okay. So I'm just gonna do like a quick version here, and then you can enlarge it at the bottom and just keep erasing until you're happy. Something quick. And there you go. Once you press done, you'll see that you can move this chocolate cake anywhere on your poster. I'm going to delete this drawing one. And there you have it. A chocolate cake already on a plate, and it looks not bad, right? And you can do that for all your pictures, and as long as it's good, um, it should be okay. I can show you another way if you don't have Canva Pro. So what I like to do is search for the frames, and then in all you'll see like a little circle or the little squares, and I'm just gonna choose this this round one right here, just as simple it is. And then just pop that little circle right there and duplicate that by you can right click and hit duplicate, or control D is another one, or you can press alt on your keyboard and then just drag it. And then I'm gonna keep that there for example, and then go back into here and search up cake again, or a chocolate cake. Look at photos, and I would just use the same photo to showcase. So that's good. If you don't have the Camera Pro, that's what you can do. Just drag an image over that you have uploaded, and then move it into place. So once you grab into these, it's going to stay in that circle shape, and you can double click into it to make it larger, smaller, kind of like move it around just so it fits the spacing well. And you're able to come out of it having like a really good um, picture still without having to do all those bells and whistles and erasing things. This works just as well, like there's no one's going to be like, oh, okay, this menu sucks because it doesn't have it doesn't have the background removed, right? It really depends on you. So up here you can leave it as dessert menu, and if it doesn't fit you can drag it over, and then change the color of the background, something more um, more aligned to your branding, something richer, something more holiday. There's like many options here. You can also create the background with an image. This one is quite messy, so I wouldn't recommend doing that, but you can search for other backgrounds like like a wood, and you'll see here, you know, or a chalkboard, black chalkboard. Here's a school chalkboard that just got erased. Whichever works for you. So just have fun, be creative, and get inspired. Like if you find something that you kind of like the idea of, but you hate the photos, you can always go in and change it. Go in and change the font by changing the font like so. You can go in and type, remove all of these graphics. If they're ugly, just right click and delete, or press delete on your keyboard. As always, if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Have a good day. Thank you.